What's up, the squad? Back with another video. I seen the titles going down. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, please. Y'all see it right here. Listen, I don't know if y'all caught my last video that I put out yesterday, but I had put out a video of obviously what had happened within, the Jackson Dart and President Trump. The whole thing, that went on and whatnot. My thing is, and I've said this within the view, people have different opinions at the end of the day. My thing is, nobody said nothing when a lot of individuals did, stuff with. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Even though he's not a sitting president anymore, Anthony Edwards, honestly, I'm gonna be 100 with y'all. I love basketball. I'm not a person that truly don't look too much, into stuff like that. Sometimes it just depends. But obviously, I love Anthony Edwards. His game. I love a lot of. Y'all see a basketball right behind me. I coach basketball newly, which I love. Play basketball growing up, so I love basketball. And plus, I'm like 6'5", so again, always been like that. Not 6'5". But anyways, I find it crazy because, and he just did a video with Obama. I'm pretty sure the whole USA team had a video within Obama. Biden. So, like, it just gets, it gets annoying sometimes. Just let people do. Let people do. It is what it is. Check it out.
What a team. They win all their games. They have some great players. I think I'll be going to one of the games. I was invited by numerous people and Jim, and I think I'll be going.
He's going to be going. But whether it's courtside at the Knicks finals game or cage side at the White House, President Trump's love of sports is once again taking center stage. And UFC boss Dana White insists that the America 250 fight will be politics free.
Do you not see the White House fight as political? And why not?
Not at all. No.
Why? Why not?
Well, it's on the birthday of America. I mean, it's the 250th birthday of America. What better place to celebrate it than the White House? I can't wait.
And I don't know. I'm not too much of fans of people and stuff like that. Sean O'Malley, he been making me a little bit mad, but I y'all know me. Sean O'Malley all day. It's a lot of other fighters that I definitely, mess with too.
But not everyone can separate sports and politics. The View and Jameel Hill treated Giants quarterback Jackson Dart like he just kicked a puppy for the sin of introducing the president at a rally.
That is just the definition of stupidity and racist.
Either one, you agree with his politics and you agree with his biases, or you can be adjacent to it, stomach it, and that means you are complicit in my view.
This was an unforced error by Jackson Dart. Again, Donald Trump is historically unpopular. You are the quarterback of the New York Giants. What was the point? What is the upside in appearing at this rally?
All right, Harold, what is the upside for Jackson Dart? But really, what is the downside? It wasn't a sports event. It wasn't anything that had to do with the Giants. And it was in his hometown. And it was the president of the United States.
So two things, Kennedy. I find no issue at all with any American expressing his or her political views, whether they're famous or not, whether they're a great athlete or not a great athlete. Democrats, we don't get upset when some of my favorite basketball players, including Steph Curry and LeBron James and one of my favorite coaches, Steve Kerr, when they come out and speak in favor of Democrats. I think this young man had every right to do what he did there. I don't agree with his politics, but I sure hope he throws the ball and throws a lot of completions this year. Sports trumps politics. I love the fact.
I'm not even gonna lie. Why couldn't the View say that? Even if, and that's just being real. Like, why can't people just be like that? I'm not saying that Harold is always completely, I agree with him a lot, but I'm gonna just be real with y'all. Why not? Like, why not? Why is it? And I hope he's not gonna say nothing crazy, but why not just be like, okay, I don't agree with his politics, but I mean, this is something that's okay. They do it. Everybody else do it. It's crazy to me.
that President Trump is coming to the Knicks game. There are a few things that, probably more than a few things the president and I agree on. There's certainly more than a few things he and I disagree on. But one thing we certainly agree on is we want the Knicks to beat whomever comes out of this Thunder Spurs series. So if you're a New Yorker and you're a Knicks fan, you want as many people in that garden yelling for the Knicks. I heard the governor try to make a cheap comment at him today. There's so many things to pick an argument with President Trump about if you're the governor of New York, including more money for housing, more money for transportation, more money for education. But to pick a fight with him because he's rooting for the same team you're rooting for to win the NBA championship, it's crazy. And Greg, I'll say this. It's on both sides. Democrats root for Republicans. Republicans root for Democrats. And when I get to the Knicks games, and I've been to several of them, I don't ask the woman or man next to me, are you a Democrat or Republican? Because I don't know if I can. This is crazy. Politics is tribal, but let's not let it infiltrate our sports.
And it's tough for Harold because everyone wants selfies with him. Greg.
Well, you know, I heard Jackson Dart, and the first thing I thought, was that what Michael used when he hunted children? Look. One guy does something so mundane, which others have done, as Harold has pointed out many times, on the other side, and it's not disturbing. That's the point. You say both sides. It's both sides.
That's what I mean.
1,000 here, 1 here. All right, so knock, Harold, I rescind my time. Is that what they say?
Reclaiming.
No, I reclaim my time. It goes back to that essential question I've asked many times. Whenever a Trumper encounters somebody who hates Trump, they usually laugh and shrug. In reverse, it's not the case. I've been in that situation where the person will say, how can you support him? The one question you ask is, why is it important to you that I agree with you? I would love to be in that room in The View and go, why does my opinion about Trump matter to you? And they would probably say, because he's a jerk, and I'm just shocked that you would support him. And it's like, well, why does it matter to you? Why does it matter? It's the question that deflates all of these bloated TDS suffers. So why does it matter to you that I don't agree with you? And the reason why it matters is because underneath their emotional state, and it is emotional, is an anxiety that they might be wrong, because they can't be right totally on this. So they require the affirmation. There's a resentment towards you because you're not playing along signals to them that they could be wrong. That's why they get so angry. And so you always, when somebody gets mad at you about something like Trump, you go, why does it matter that I disagree with you? Why is it important for you to have me agree? And that usually just melts them.
Yeah, and you know, they have a way, it's very interesting, of demonizing people who are actually pretty good people, like Tim Tebow. Like Tim Tebow and Jackson Dart, like they have a problem with people like that, but you know, the massive list of other people in the NFL and other leagues who have committed felonies, like they are idealized and lionized.
Conservatives have always had to just like let it go. Because, yes, Steph Curry, he's a great basketball player. Can we just like him for being a basketball player? Do I have to get offended that he's with Obama all the time? And
that's what I'm saying. And that's truly where it goes. And then they try to look, and they can't say nothing, but they do. And they'll say, oh, well, they get mad because such and such with such and such. I just told y'all, bro, like, I love basketball. And I love, when I say I got jersey and Anthony Edwards, I do. But that didn't make me like, oh, yeah, I truly dislike this individual because he's hanging out and he didn't play basketball with Barack Obama. And it's not, he didn't even, the thing is, it wasn't even like, I ain't gonna say that it was, because obviously if he is, you know, he has some type of that support or whatever. But like, first of all, he's, you know, he obviously young. And on top of that, looking at the simple fact, like, and some of y'all probably don't, you know, like them for whatever, you know, but at the same time, there's a lot of individuals that I see, but I like him, you know, when it comes down to him as an athlete, when it comes down to him actually playing that sport, you know. I like certain individuals that play a sport or an actor, but I don't like them because of how they treat this. Like, you got to think about this. Think about it this way. You got Michael Jordan. Everybody loves Michael Jordan. A lot of people love Michael Jordan. But let me tell y'all something about Michael Jordan. What I don't like when it comes down to Michael Jordan is that there's been, and this is another talk for another day. My grandmother has always told me this, and I didn't understand it growing up, but now I do. Because I was that same kid that would go and I would buy Jordans. And, you know, I would do. But people are literally unaliving and fighting and doing this, doing that. When it came, down, I don't know so much of now because a lot of it has to do with phones and getting it, and they'll order it, whoever get it, it gets shipped to your house. But you used to, it'd be long lines. People would do this, they'd do that over shoes. It was never stated, okay, do this, it was always, okay, we about to throw out another shoe. And it'd be the same colorway. It'd be the same thing. And I wasn't really, and then my nana would always tell me, like, I don't like him for that. Because why not speak on something or make enough, or do that? It was always that. But like I said, it's a talk for another day. But it's simple things like that. It's simple things like that. And when it comes down to this case, there are people you should be able to love, when it comes down to Jackson Dart. It shouldn't matter of who. Everybody has that different opinion. Let it be. That's just how I feel about it.
For Jackson Dart, what an opportunity, what an honor to be able to introduce the President of the United States. And I'm not sure that the New York Giants fans are not for Trump. I mean, remember what Michael Jordan said, Republicans buy sneakers too. And so do NFL fans. It's probably the most conservative fans that you'll have in a sport. So, but this is also how the left works writ large, right? So they think they try to claim that cancel culture is over. It's not. It just hides and it waits. So they take over academia, sports, Hollywood, and they're trying to now also do it with politicians. Just because you might, as Sonny said, if you are associated, if you're adjacent to, then you're guilty as well.
Yeah, you're right.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all
it's
the
pretty
Fox
wild.
News.
It's definitely wild. I'm not even gonna lie. One thing about it, I truly, truly love, the simple fact that you have individuals that's having that common sense and that is willing to let other people know. Especially when it comes down to conservatives, because I feel like that was something that I love to talk about, and I love that, they got to talk about not only just conservatives, but you had Earl, Ford Jr. that was on there that was definitely, making it, and it just being real. You literally have a comment that says, thank you, Harold. Jessica would have only made excuses for her party. And she truly would. And I'm mad that Jessica isn't on here because I wanted to give out, more so of an example of it. But I'm sure it's another video. Stay tuned for tomorrow, when it comes down to it. Hopefully we can see what she says. But I guarantee it's going to definitely be something ignorant, just like they said. But, definitely hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. Definitely appreciate y'all for everything. Let me know y'all comments down below on what y'all think it is. Catch y'all next one.